Hello everyone. Now you will hear a brief retelling of the film The Price of Treason. Enjoy watching. Charlie Shine has a dog, a family, and a good job. But life is overshadowed by the daughter's illness. Amy has type 1 diabetes, which requires expensive treatment. Charlie gets to work by train every day, and today he was late. The attention of all the men in the car was attracted by the legs in stockings. Charlie didn't buy a ticket for this train, and his wife took all the cash from him. That's why he didn't have $6 to pay for the ticket. Fortunately, the stowaway was rescued by Lucinda, the owner of those very legs. Charlie sat down next to the woman to thank her. They immediately struck up a conversation. Lucinda is a sarcastic, confident person. She works as a financial consultant, so she's not worried about losing $6. No, I have to return it, otherwise I will feel like a moral freak.
What are you saying?
They agreed to meet again on the train tomorrow. At work, Charlie is friends with Winston Boyko, a former nurse and hockey fan. Recently, he tried to steal several computers. Our hero caught him, but did not pass. The advertiser has problems. He just lost an important client. He and his wife have not had any romance for a long time, a solid household, duties, and health problems of their daughter. The girl is always very sad. The problems piled up brought Charlie to tears. When his wife returned home, they passionately attacked each other, but because of stress, the man screwed up. The next day, Charlie returned the debt to Lucindi and showed her a picture of Amy. The woman also has a daughter and her photo in her wallet. They talked the whole way. Charlie was seriously carried away by a new acquaintance. He decided to check how honest the woman was with him and found her profile on the website of a financial company. Yes, it's true. Her work phone number was also listed there. Charlie immediately called and made an appointment. It seems that Lucinda is not very happy in her marriage. Her husband is constantly on the move, and they hardly communicate. That night, Amy had a seizure. The parents had to have time to inject the girl with insulin as soon as possible, otherwise she would have died. Charlie complained to a friend that they had mortgaged the house to buy Amy a kidney dialysis machine. He also said that the family has been saving money for years to buy an innovative medicine that is about to go on sale. Charlie called his wife and lied that he would be late at work today. Lucinda made the same call to her husband. The couple got drunk in a bar where Charlie kissed Lucinda for the first time.
What are we doing? It didn't happen to me. I have never deceived my husband.
Some nasty guy intervened in their conversation, got rude to them, and began to approach Lucinda, for which she naturally got Charlie in the face. On the street, the traitor bit into Lucinda's lips again. Now they go in a taxi and choose a suitable hotel. The woman asked to stay near one inconspicuous hotel, but then said that she could not do so. However, she quickly changed her mind. His Charlie is already paying $46 for the room. And this room is not at all romantic. Lucinda is clearly confused. Do you want to stay or leave?
I don't know.
In the end, Lucinda said she wanted to sleep with Charlie. The lovers were already ready to change their spouses, but at that moment some kind of creepy guy came into the room and pointed a gun at them. Always close in such hotels. The robber broke into Charlie and took the wallets. He mocks lovers. It's not enough for him to just take the money. The bastard dragged Lucinda to him. Charlie wanted to protect her, but the robber beat the man. Lucinda tried to escape, but the criminal threw her on the bed and roughly took her right in front of Charlie. When the man came to, Lucinda was sitting on the bed in shock and did not move. Charlie was about to call the police, but his mistress asked him to stop because they would have to admit what they were doing here. It would destroy her family. Lucinda cleaned herself up and got into a taxi without once looking at Charlie. A beaten loser in this form showed up at work and told employees that he had been robbed. Charlie needs to cancel his credit cards as soon as possible. The boss insisted that he go home. The cheater told the same story to his wife. When Charlie peed in the bathroom, he got a call from an unknown number. It was that robber. He decided to make sure that Charlie hadn't called the police. Mr. Laroche was even able to talk to his wife Diana, and then moved on to blackmail. He demanded to pay him $20,000 so that Charlie's affair would remain a secret. The man came to work for Lucinda. She has not been able to eat and sleep properly for a week. The woman again refused to call the police. After learning about the betrayal, the influential husband will immediately take her daughter away from her. Lucinda wanted to give Charlie half of the extorted amount, but he didn't take the money. I came to see how you were.
I don't think we should see each other.
Lucinda said they should forget about each other. Charlie had to take $20,000 and his savings. With cash, he came to the bandit district of the city. There he was run over by a dark-skinned gangster, who turned out to be LaRoche's accomplice. Dexter searched Charlie and dragged him into the alley. The Frenchman was waiting for his victim in an abandoned room. Charlie silently handed over the briefcase with the money. In response, LaRoche punched Charlie in the gut with all his might for blocking credit cards. A month has passed since then. Winston told how he had a hard time in prison. You need to be constantly on the lookout, watch your ass. To survive, he had to kill one convict. In a situation where either you or he, you have to go to extreme measures. In the evening, LaRoche called and again demanded to give him money. He would leave Charlie behind forever if he paid him $100,000, and if not, then his family would be in trouble. Right now, the criminal is calling from his house. Charlie ran home as fast as he could. There LaRoche was sitting on the sofa in a business suit and chatting sweetly with Diana. The scoundrel pretended to be Charlie's business partner. This French gentle found an approach to his daughter. As soon as the family came out, Charlie demanded that the criminal get out of his house, but LaRoche grabbed him firmly by the balls. The bandit accused the man of having everything, and he also decided to go to the left. LaRoche also reminded about $100,000, released Charlie's eggs, and finally left. Only now Charlie decided to consult with his lawyer. He said that going to the police would be of use if he did it together with Lucinda. But the woman doesn't want to hear about it. Recently, she even had an abortion after that terrible night. Then Charlie turned to Winston for advice. My friend offered to just pay the bandit. If there is money, he still won't leave behind. But Charlie can't do that. They saved this money for their daughter's treatment. Winston has seen enough rapists in prison. They are weaklings and cowards. Therefore, he is ready to shoo away this Frenchman. For just 10%, Winston makes a goat in full, and a friend will save $90,000. Charlie celebrated his daughter's birthday, and the next day he received a letter from LaRoche. Now he doesn't have even $10,000, so Charlie collected the boss that he needed money for a new advertisement. Together with Winston, they headed to the meeting place. A small bandit got paid and took out a gun. He needed it to scare the Frenchman. The gun isn't loaded anyway. He handed Charlie a sharpener, which he filled up his enemy. Winston teaches a friend that it is necessary to show strength and always acts one step ahead. At that moment, Winston's brains were taken out. LaRoche went to the wheelbarrow and took the $10,000. You killed him. Why did you bring him here, Stinky? And I am what prevents me from being eliminated. LaRoche left the scene of the crime. Charlie was going to do the same, but then a moth landed next to him. Mademoiselle offered her body to him and his boyfriend in the car. Also, the cops who are protecting Candy drove up here. They demanded that Charlie apologize for turning up his nose at such a beauty. The man had to leave Candy a tenner for a tip. Good luck, Candy.
And you, John.
Charlie was incredibly lucky, but now he needs to figure out what to do with Winston's body. He decided to drown his friend along with his wheelbarrow in the river, but the trouble is, the car got stuck on the shore. So I had to leave everything as it is. Detective Church came to Charlie's office the next day. He knew Dominic, and even managed to make friends with him. And yesterday he was found murdered, so LaRoche called at the wrong time. He broke into Lucinda's house and demands that Charlie bring the money to him as soon as possible. Otherwise his wife and daughter will be next. Charlie had no more options left, and he withdrew $100,000 from the bank. The man arrived at the right address and entered the apartment. Dexter had Lucinda at gunpoint. Satisfied, LaRoche took the money and put a gun to Charlie's head. And get this straight. I will always be one step ahead of you. Terrified, Lucinda can't understand how the bandits were able to track her down. She is so sorry that Charlie had to give up the money that could have saved his daughter. The devastated man called his wife, but could not utter a word. He decided to get drunk in a bar. Detective Church found him there. The owner of the bar saw Charlie in Winston's company, and besides, he has no alibi. so the next time they will communicate in the presence of a lawyer. Charlie continued to drink at home. He confessed to his wife that they no longer have the money they have been saving for the last 7 years. He also told about the betrayal. Charlie was late for his lawyer's appointment to meet Lucinda. But the manager claims that Lucinda is that dark-skinned lady over there, and the woman he met here worked as her temporary secretary. She has already quit. Lucinda recently left the apartment, and that girl in the photo is not her daughter, but a model from the cover of an advertising booklet. Charlie saw Gunya at the train station and wanted to approach, but she was in the company of some guy. And this is not a husband, but another fool whom they, together with Laroche, will breed for money. In the evening, Charlie rented a room at that hotel. The swindler acts according to the same scheme. During dinner at the restaurant, Lopuk called his wife and lied that he would be late. After that, they went to a familiar hotel. By the way, Dexter works there as a receptionist. The administrator is also in the share. While the bandits are waiting for the elevator, Charlie ran ahead of the stairs. Dexter stayed on the lookout next to the elevator. At this time, Laroche tried to get into the room, but Charlie knocked him out by hitting him twice on the head with a candlestick. He took away the gun and threw the Frenchman into the room with the lovebirds. Charlie told the man that these scammers were going to rob him.
I don't understand anything. Who are you? What do you need?
In order for Burdeck to believe him, Charlie described the algorithm of deception. He and Laroche acted the same way each time. The Frenchman has just woken up. He is not going to return the money to this little sucker. The guy suddenly attacked Charlie and tried to take the gun away from him. During the struggle, a con artist was accidentally injured. The fool began to yell and demand to let him out. Laroche took out a spare pistol and shot him. Charlie's out of bullets. Charlie himself took the gun from Dexter and shot Laroche in the face. A brief skirmish ended with Charlie firing before Dexter and killing him. Soon, Jennifer Aniston followed her accomplices to the next world. Charlie gave a statement to the policeman. After all, he rented the next room. Detective Church has also arrived here. Leaving, Charlie demanded to return his signed briefcase, which the administrator kept in his safe. $100,000 was still inside. Unfortunately, Charlie could not get out of the water completely dry. He was caught stealing $10,000 from the advertising budget. The boss suspects that Charlie was constantly stealing from him. Just return the money and you will be sent to community service. For his offense, Charlie became a teacher for prisoners for 6 months. One of the notebooks described everything that had happened to him lately. At the end, he saw an offer to go down to the laundry. Charlie walked past the aggressive prisoners and entered the next room. You didn't even check to see if I was still alive at the hotel. You're so predictable, Charles. The scoundrel Laroche survived that shootout, and he intends to avenge the death of his beloved woman. The Frenchman promised that he would ruin Charlie's life for the rest of his days and attack the teacher. He is so glad that fate has brought them together again. Laroche. Yes. I chose this prison myself. Charlie was one step ahead and stabbed Laroche behind his friend's point. After this incident, the man again ran into Detective Church. The policeman knows that it was Laroche who killed Winston, and also that a white-collar man could not cope with this scumbag without preparation. But the main thing is that Winston was avenged, and the detective allowed Charlie to return home. His wife forgave him everything, and the treatment helped her daughter, and now she can attend school with the rest of the children.